edition of Tamsin is a little slower than some of the other Warlock decks, and Priest is one of the decks that can beat Mountain Giant after, or same thing really, Flesh Giant after.
Kill your 4 minions and I'll win the game, yeah. And Priest can kill minions well, yeah. Very easy. So I agree, but a lot of the other bans on the Priest have just been weird to me. It's like you said, people just don't want to look at the Priest.
Yep. And all right, here we go. Neil, we get a 3rd game sample size. However, Muzzy's deck is a little bit different than what we've seen. It's kind of a mix between the D6 Warlock and Zoo. It does run like Stealer of Souls, and I believe his is the one that runs the free admission. So he's got like the high roll potential of free admission into Dark Lair plus Stealer of Souls, but there's a lot more minions in between. Not every minion in his deck is a demon, so it's really just like another draw engine in between. But he also has the good Zoo stuff going on, you know? He has the Bloodbound Imp, Flame Imps. He's got the ability to turbo through his quest in the early game and get some big minions, some early Flesh Giants down. And because of that high upside, I like this kind of middle ground that he's found. And we'll get to see again if Eggowaffle can beat a Zoo Warlock. But this hand is, oh, okay. It's great. I was going to say it's pretty terrible. He's got Scavenger, double Bristleback, but no way to turbo through his deck. He's got his Win condition in Battlegrounds Battlemaster, but no Giants to throw alongside of it. Finally picks up Soul Rend, and that's going to be the big one.
Yeah, this is my issue with the deck. There's a lot of stuff in there that I'm not good enough to improve on it, but it pulls in so many directions, and Soul Rend is its own direction. It's the one direction.
Wait, Neil. Muzzy can actually get the Mosher plus Flesh Giant down this turn.
Teach me.
So I mentioned before the Bloodbound Imp plus Mosher effect triples. You get damage from the Bloodbound Imp, which will refresh a mana crystal. Then you get healing from the Mosher from the damage that you took, and then you get healing again from the actual damage that it deals. And so the Flesh Giant would have cost 1. The mana crystal that he refreshed from the Dark Lair would have been another.
Right.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised.
I know, this is okay though, right? Like, this is still fine.
Yeah, still good. Still has a Flesh Giant stuck on board. It would have just died to the Soul Rend and gotten him a card further into his deck. But Eggowaffle would be at 14 instead of 17. Ooh.
Giant number 2. Giant number 2. Hello, Muzz?
He's thinking.
Yeah, what's he
Give him a sec.
I wonder.
Could go Kenrithad plus Bloodbound Imp, which would be like higher, not even a higher upside. I don't know, what am I talking about? I'm trying to think why that would be the play if he wants to get further into damaging himself. I mean, he went for it.
Okay, Tamsin plus cards is always a good site for building back up that health total one more time. And it's irritating because you have to actually take time out to kill the Tamsin. You can't let it live. Unless you actually kill your opponent, of course, but yeah. Such a good card.
Wait, okay, so I was wrong about the Mosher, I think, the previous turn, because I think he would have healed up to full.
Oh, okay.
That happened? Oh, no, he wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have. Because all he needed was 1 extra health, because the damage negates itself. So as long as he was damaged, it would have worked. I don't know. Whatever.
And you take the damage first when you attack with the imp anyway. The damage actually comes.
Yeah, you take the damage first, then you heal the damage up, and then the attack actually gives you lifesteal as well. So it's 3 different instances of your health moving.
Yes. So I think you were right. Anyway, here we are on this.
I'm sure Muzzy knew. It's just he probably made the conscious decision to play around Soul Rend a little bit more. That's my guess.
And that's where he's got himself to here now. He's going to have a 0-mana Giant with Dark Glare in hand, Stealer in hand.
Yeah, no real card draw, though. Unless he picks up, like, taps to Hand of Gul'dan or Nightshade Matron.
It's not so bad. I think in the Zoo version, honestly, just playing Stealer, Dark Glare, tap, get a card for your Stealer, you've got the Dark Glare, you just make a gigantic board. This, you're not trying to combo like you're on the 6 Demons, you just make a lot of stuff. And tell Eggowaffle to deal with it. He's used a Soul Rend already. I want to see Muzz make a lot of stuff with a Stealer and a Dark Glare here.
Okay. Yep. Dark Glare Stealer. The attack with the Bloodbound dip will bring him back up to 4 mana. He could just go free admission. Forgot about the free admission. It still has some big hits. I mean, they would cost health, so the reduction doesn't matter. But if he wants to make this a big turn, he's got to go now.
Yeah. Just to be clear, not really looking to kill him with this like you would be in some other decks. It is possible, but you're looking to just make a monster of a board and let Eggowaffle try to finish it off. Because playing the Tamsin is just harder work in this, and getting the exact demons you want is harder work. Yeah, this is going to be a massive turn. Had to take time out to play the Mosher because he needs to kill off this Moag because the Soul Rend would have actually cleared all sorts of board.
Yeah, and he's also going to hold... Tamsin next turn is actually going to be a decent amount of damage from hand. Tour Guide would be 1, Life Tap would be 2, Flame Imp would be 3. If Stealer Soul sticks, then you're looking at whatever you draw off the Life Tap as well being enough, so... I don't even think Eggowaffle can...
So beautiful, TJ. It's so beautiful.
He can Tour Guide or Mortal Coil into Soul Rend and then raise dead a... Moarg?
Well, he's down to 10 cards, so he can bristle back some stuff now. And, great, good call, Neil. Nice talk.
Scavenger, Flush Giant, Bristleback. Can also fit a Tour Guide in there because the Flush Giant would be free.
Lots of things that sound great and don't do much, right?
Yeah.
Because that Giant is just the wrong size.
Okay. And that's lethal.
Yeah, a million different ways.
Yeah, Tamsin, Flame Imp, that Flame Imp is the, ignore that Globlet. That's 3 damage. The Tour Guide is 1 damage.
Tap, another Flame
That's
Imp.
9 damage, and then he can just fully trade over. The Bloodbound Knight will be another 2 damage, and then he can actually get through the attack with the Flesh Giant. So
he's picked up backfire. It's just nonsense. But yeah, double Flame Imp's the straightforward. Let's not be silly way. And Eggo has seen enough of that ridiculousness and goes 1-0 down. I love that deck.
Yep. Much different. He never had the opportunity to go for the Soul Rend swing because his opening hand was just all of the... Only does really anything if your deck has 10 or less cards and none of the draw my deck and kill all your things type hand. So now we're 2-1 up in favor of Zoo. Neil, you're riding high.
I'm riding it high. It's going into next week now because we haven't got any more zoos this week. So I win. And Sottle loses. You lose. Everybody loses. Apart from me.
And I don't have skin in this game other than for the fact that Sottle loses.
Which is the important thing, right?
Yeah, I don't particularly care who's favored in this matchup. I don't particularly know. But I'm only in this with you because of the fact that it means Stana loses something. So, great job, Neil, on your excellent analysis of the matchup. And now we move on to Anacondra Druid. And I feel like nobody beats Muzzy when he plays Anacondra Druid.
Let's see if he can do it with the hand that Killian All Day was getting yesterday. Let's see how that goes down.
Yeah. Well,
of course.
I mentioned earlier that he's got a better deck to not have as many dead draws. He's got more abilities to generate minions or follow up because of the Soul of the Forest and double Cenarian Ward, as opposed to Killian, who was more like kind of all in on the actual Anacondra.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Muzzy has the mana. When's the best time to play this Overgrowth? With this, you can play it when you like. On 3. Why 3? Because you still get to keep the 0 things for later.
Yeah. Okay, Soul Rend got some protection against Fly Swarm, Flesh Giant, double Flesh Giant.
Yeah, and he can tap. Ooh. So next turn he can tap, and then he can play the Tour Guide alongside it and tap again the turn after, which will also complete the quest and trigger the Flesh Giant. He'll get one of those down on turn 4, I believe, if I've got that right.
Yep. You are correct. And I'll tell you what, Muzzy, not really playing a deck that kills Flesh Giants.
Yeah. You kind of need to run 5 Glowflies into them, or several buffed Glowflies, and he hasn't even got the Swarm in his hand at the moment.
Ooh. Anacondra. Oh, okay. So Flesh Giant's going to come out this turn. Next turn, you can't go Flesh Giant, tap Flesh Giant, Anacondra. Bummer.
I hate it when I can't get my second Flesh Giant and my Anacondra down in turn 5. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this play. This gives higher upside for Solar Eclipse. Muzzy also has the ability to go Innervate, Lightning Bloom, Solar Eclipse, Cenarian Ward next turn. Actually, wait. He's got... Holy moly! Wait a second! Lady Anacondra.
Yep.
Innervate, Germination. Germination. Lightning Bloom, Solar Eclipse, Cenarian Ward, Arbra. He plays his whole hand. He could play his whole hand next turn.
And then he goes, if he draws a card, he goes through the whole deck as well.
Yep.
So like a Nourish or something. It's probably a game with what you've just said, emptying his hand. But yes, we're going to see some serious stuff from the Muzz. And he's going straight away, although he probably doesn't need to, as it happens, because he's got no card draw. Not that that's going to matter or bother him too much.
The thing is, Eggowaffle has Moarg Soul Rend. So he's just kind of sitting here saying, keep going, buddy. It may not hit the 2 Cenarian Ward minions.
Muzzy's deciding what to do. He might Solar Eclipse Arbor up, which would put them out of range onto 11 health, right? No, it'd put them to 9.
No.
Stupid. Ignore me. I thought you could get away with it.
Yeah, the actual Cenarian will be out of... No, it won't be out of range. It'll be 10.
No. Yeah, 2 times 1, not my score point. Yeah, Eggo punches the air because Muzzy has lost.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Woohoo!
And we asked earlier,
dude,
when is the Moarg useful? I'm like, oh yeah, well, sometimes, you know, maybe Moarg and Soul Rend, but I can't see when that would be useful, TJ. Yeah, it looks quite reasonable.
So one thing here is, I think you trade the Flesh Giant first and then Raise Dead to guarantee it before you Soul Rend. So now you play Raise Dead because it's guaranteed, and then you Soul Rend. Very nice from Eggowaffle. All right, there goes one Battle Master. There goes second Battle Master. Second Soul.
Go on, Muzz. The little glowfly who could.
Okay.
Sorry, I know you were trying to pay attention to what's happening with Soul Rend. I'm excited about this 2-2 that Muzzy can make. He's going to wait, and he's going to make 2 2-2s next turn. In fairness, he might hit Fungal Fortunes and make a whole bunch of 2-2s.
Yeah,
and still lose.
Yeah. Okay, he can backfire, then Anatheron for 1. Actually doesn't need to. He can just get Flesh Giant and Anatheron down anyway. So there's no Battle Master, so this is just a measly 17 damage represented on board.
Yeah, I did wonder why you were bothering to look at it. Because, 17 is obviously pointless.
Yeah.
Especially with 6 cards left and a Mortal Coil and a Life Tap to come to try and find a Battle Master. Oh, there's none left. You said they died.
Yeah, both of them were discarded from the Soul Rend. He does have 1 Baron Scavenger left in the deck, as well as 2 Bristlebacks.
Wait, TJ. Muzzy has set up lethal damage. Firebat always taught us you've got to set up lethal if you can. Muzzy playing by the rules.
He can full clear and push face for 16. He touches 1, trades Mortal Coils the next, Drain Soul, Unstable Shadow Blast.
Thwarted again. I thought Muzz had him there. I really didn't. Just in case anyone thinks I'm that bad. This needs to be a good card. This needs to be best ward ever.
Guess the wait.
About 5 seconds. That's how long the wait's going to be before he...
What is it?
I concede.
It's Pikachu!
All right. Well, Soul Rend, great card, and the Moargs coming in clutch there for Eggowaffle. Love the inclusion in the deck. Having access to Anatheron and Moarg in multiple games now has been insane. And keep in mind, almost like most of the players that brought Warlock in America's Grandmasters did bring this variation of the deck, but not many players brought this exact list with Moargs plus Anatheron. Instead, they had other, I was going to say not as good cards, but other cards.
Yeah. Do we think the Moarg's good? I mean, we've just seen, so this is the wrong time to ask the question, but it's why I'm asking it now. The Moarg Soul Rend there won at this game that he was going to lose, so obviously that's huge, but have we seen it do anything in any other game ever?
It allowed him to kill a Flesh Giant with Unstable Shadow Blast just in the last game.
Okay.
He didn't win that game, but I mean, he would have lost it a lot faster if he wasn't able to kill the Flesh Giant.
So,
most of the other players are including like Cult Neophytes and Ruined Mithril Rod in place of those things.
okay.
And instead, like, Eggowaffle's running the second Battle Master, Anatheron, and double Moarg. So,
Yeah, okay. I prefer
honestly,
this.
I feel like the Moargs are better than the Cult Neophytes in a lot of situations. And even though Ruined Mithril Rod is good, a lot of times you do have just enough oomph to be able to get there with without the Ruined Mithril Rod, which
And the rod's
weaker as the game goes on.
a lot less strong in this build of Warlock, just to be clear, obviously. We're not dissing the card in general, but yeah, it doesn't actually get that much done in this particular build until, like you say, a little bit later when it's weaker anyway, so yeah. Eggowaffle on the Elemental Shaman. We've seen him have really quick games, we've seen him win grindy games. He's comfortable with this deck.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been another clean deck from Eggowaffle, just maximizing every little bit of power. And we will get to see what it's like against Rogue. Rogue, one of the better tempo decks in the metagame. I feel like it can stand up pretty well to the Elemental Shaman outside of the just absolute nut start. That's one thing that Rogue doesn't do well is like have the crazy nuts start like Elemental Shaman can do with Kindlings, with Wailing Vapor, with Granite Forgeborn. And Eggowaffle does have a curve. Not the ultimate curve, but Wailing Vapor to 2-drop on the play is good no matter which way you slice it.
Yeah, it's fine. Anytime you can get a 2-3 on the board, however you want to create that 2-3 on turn 1 is fine, right? Shadow Priest does it with the 1-3 that buffs +1, that name I can never remember. But Void Touch Attendant? Something like that.
Yeah, Void Touch Attendant.
Wow, I got a name right. We are on form. Okay, so coining out the SI7. Which one?
Operative.
Which one?
Because he knows that Whack-A-Mole was picked up. It's the only weapon that Eggowaffle plays. If he coins out SI7 agent, it just gets killed. And he doesn't have anything on board. The only way that he would be able to kill Wailing Vapor at all is if he plays the operative and then can trade Wicked Stab it next turn if he's desperate. Right? If Eggowaffle does play Whack-A-Mole Hammer and goes face, I'm sure Muzzy will almost certainly Wicked Stab this unless he picks up like Extortion.
Sure.
Exactly. Second
nope.
Stab. Hi.
Still, Muzzy advancing his quest, right? Whilst Eggowaffle's got... he's got one of those very linear draws that the Shaman sometimes gets, which is... it feels a little bit too fair. And I'm interested to see how Eggowaffle does with this, because it's these fair draws you've got to learn to navigate well to make you a good player of this deck.
Yeah.
Do you like the Slogger, given that he's just really struggled to deal with a 3-3? Just put it out there.
Then his curve next turn would be a little weird. But it is just kind of the most power on board. I guess he could go Canal Slogger into double Menacing Nimbus. But maybe having the option for Lily Pad Lurker is what he's kind of thinking through at the moment. Like,
right.
Would he need Lily Pad Lurker for anything significant? And if the answer is no, then Canal Slogger is just more power. So I would agree.
Next question. Do you want a 7-5? Is there a break point there that he's going to see? I think there is. But, yeah. If in doubt, swing, because you might pick up another weapon.
I think Muzzy just has to play the SI7 agent and hope for... wait for it. The Fizz Flash Distractor.
Well done. Your memory is amazing for... well, you have to watch yesterday's VOD to find out how old TJ is.
Yep. See what he gets. Hoya! Boom!
There, he got it.
He's Fizz Flashing and distracting.
Yep. I'm always distracted by the fizz flashes. Got to admit it.
Get this Slogger out of here.
It's been fizz flashed. Should have played the 2 Menacing Nimbuses and played around precisely the 1 in 5.
Well, so if he did that, then he would have been punished by the hidden Gyro Blade.
The Gira Blade.
Nature waits for no one but me.
Gira Bloody. So either way, he was going to get punished one way or the other by the 1 in 5.
Yep. Big thing to note, no Elemental played this turn.
And no Secret played this turn.
The Gyro Worm is not active for going into turn 5. Muzzy, instead of playing the Infiltrator, is just going to go ahead and try and dig, find some other goodies. Hey-ya.
Okay.
Foxy Frog Colt Neophyte. He could play SI7 agent, just go phase. Oh no, he could play the Foxy Fraud SI7. Then he has Infiltrator next turn to complete the second portion of the quest. I think that's better.
Anything he can hit with a passage to get a Shadow Step on the Foxy and replay the Foxy and... No, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's literally just Shadow Step. There's no backstab. It would be only Shadow Step, and he had one in his original hand. So, okay. There's an opportunity to take control of the board here for Eggowaffle. Cage Match Custodian would pick up the second Whack-A-Mole Hammer. He could throw that into the SA7 agent, and then value trade over Foxy Fraud. Would check all the boxes. Elemental played, board taken. Nope.
Hits the wrong one.
Yep.
Loses the 50-50.
No one hits the right one against Muzzy.
Exactly, yeah. This is why Muzzy is where he is today.
Yep.
Spent years studying AK Wonders plays.
Oh, the Euro Blade.
Gonna gyro him.
What is he doing? Muzzy pulling his hair out over this decision. It's Wicked Stab versus the Blade, and I think it's Blade here. Eggowaffle is shaking his head like, yep.
You're good at these gizmo widgets. Oh, I need to make up names for all these widgets now. I know that someone in the design team has lovingly crafted names for them already, but I need to make up my own.
They're not widgets. They're gizmos.
Widget, gizmo. Digit, Wizmo. Potato. Potato.
Oh. Double Battlemaster drawn. Downside of playing both of them. Okay, there's an extortion. That's a clear. Foxy Fraud swindle. That's the juice. Second extortion. Now he can save life.
Sure.
And complete his quest. And play a cold
there, though. Yeah, the neophyte's a big deal actually because
it's just another.
Does need to keep this board because Scabs isn't enough against all of this stuff that Eggo has left over.
Well, I mean, I think Scabs is enough, right? He gets to distract another minion, throw it back in the hand, lots of tempo, stealth it, double Battlemaster in hand. That's a lethal setup.
Oh, he's got the Battlemaster. Yeah, sorry.
Got two of them. He can give it Mega Wind Fury.
That'd be so good. Imagine that Paladins doing you for 700 damage with a Jungle Panther on turn 7. Be amazing.
This is a full clear though for Eggowaffle.
Yeah, this is what I was scared of from Muzzy's side. Like if he loses the board, is Scabs enough? Can Eggo find a way to get a taunt in the way or just win? Like he's got lethal himself.
So the problem is the I guess it's not really a problem. He doesn't get the last gizmo, which actually isn't that big of a deal because I'm pretty sure it's the mole that's last. Actually, no, that is kind of a big deal, right? Because the mole is important to get that like max damage with Battlemaster. Because you throw on the Nugget Fog generator, which brings it up to 9 attack. So with Battlemaster, that's 18. And then the Mole adds another 4. And then Wicked Stab is 26. I guess it wouldn't be enough. Okay, he's just going to unload the Wicked Stab now. Yep.
Choose soon.
Now only has room for one
gizmo.
One little gizmo. I think you gotta protect. Wait, that's not the right one.
Bad.
That's not the right one.
Bad. Bad.
That's not the right one, Muzzy.
At least
That's not the distractor.
Mistakes were made.
That's the Nugget Fog.
It's the wrong minion. Muzzy, we've been bigging you up.
What the heck, Muzz?
It's the mole. He was an underground agent. The final, everybody, of America's Grandmasters is in progress. The two best players of the week battling it out, targeting each other's cards and making them better. It's 2-1 to Eggowaffle.
The heck was that?
It was the wrong gizmo.
Wrong gizmo. Well, now it's OTK Demon Hunter, so I feel like Muzzy really needed a big dub in that one. Beating OTK Demon Hunter twice, especially with two quote-unquote fair decks, is difficult. And that was an anticlimactic ending, but I liked that back and forth that we had going on there. Muzzy actually needed a lot to even stay in that game up until that point. This turn right here, that second Secret Passage where he was able to clear up the board and stick minions, incredibly important. But, you know, when you use the wrong...
I mean...
Poor...
But... I mean, we don't see... I don't know. I want to say we don't see the gadgets very often, but Muzzy can read. He's a big boy. He knows how to read.
Yeah, he was just on autopilot and just picked up a gizmo and it's like, this one looks right. It's not a minion. It's not a weapon. So it must be correct. But yeah, now Eggowaffle 1 game away from a victory in week 1. His very first week of Grandmasters would be quite the feat. He still wouldn't be in first place though. Now Gidon has that on lock because of the 5-point buffer that he got from winning season 1. He's now at 6. Nobody can pass him. But it will at least put him in a definitive second place. And also just be pretty damn impressive to come in and be another new Grandmaster to win first week, with Gabby having taken it in Europe as well.
Yeah, it's a big deal as well. Settle yourself down into Grandmasters format. It's 7 long weeks. We saw last season Dreadeye get off to an amazing start, and he played well all season, but he didn't quite hold up to that standard the whole time, which would have been hard because he started off so really well. And it's just nice to get those points in the bank because we have 7 different formats this time around, quite possibly going to be 7 actually different metas with the rotation of Last Hero and Conquest, and then there'll be mini sets and stuff thrown at the players at some point. We might end up with 5 or 6 at least different metas, and some of them won't suit you, whoever you are. That's kind of the point, right? So get those points on the board and you're off. But he's still got to win this game and does have the Demon Hunter to do it. You would fancy his chances. He has been hot on this deck.
Oh yeah, I would say so. All right, there is a quest completion available this turn at roughly a 20% pace, but next turn it's much more likely.
And you're against Druid, so no particular panic. Especially with the Fellscreen Blast and Arcanist in your hand, just in case you get some sort of nightmare to deal with glowflies and stuff. It's always nice to have that backup plan. Because that's kind of the only thing that can really throw you off here in this deck, is just get rolled really, really quickly by glowfly to arbor up into oops to all.
So he went with the peddler trade first, which, if he had gone with double jump first, he can complete the quest with either Spectral Sight or Crimson Sigil Runner. But by going with the peddler first, he then could no longer double jump into Spectral Sight without using the coin, right? Because if he hits Crimson Sigil Runner, he plays that and then trades. So I want to say that's a little bit inefficient. Maybe he did that on purpose because, again, maybe there's no rush. But he's going to end up using the coin here anyway, which... a little bit inefficient quest completion again.
Job's done.
Because he draws one extra card, right?
Yep.
Oh, no, he's fine. No, he's good. He's good. He's good. But he has to use the coin. But at least he's got Sigil of Alacrity and the Tusk Piercer and the Acrobatics for the next turn, plus Guild Trader. He's got plenty of ways to go about it.
Yeah, the next one needs to be better, but it will be. That's kind of always the way I operate on this deck.
Yeah.
You could consider it trusting to luck if you want to be sarcastic about it, but really, you're just trusting to maths. You're going to reduce good cards. Mathematics. You take out the mathematic. And you get Muzzy.
The Muzzy going for draw here. Had the option to go for Lunar Eclipse and Arbor Up. But with this many cards drawn, just like Talented Arcanist, Fellscream Blast, or any spell damage plus Immolation Aura would have been enough. So
Muzzy could have some big turns coming up if he gets some ramp, but he's got none of the 0 mana buff ramp buffs cards. I don't know what they're called.
Well, I mean, Lady Anacondra, Germination, Nourish.
That works.
That works in spades.
Oh, the second Germination's there. Yeah. It's all there. It's all there, TJ.
My hand is too
None can stand against.
I'm so greedy, I always think of needing the Innovate, but you just don't. This is going to be ridiculous.
None can stand against the Serpent Lord.
No Soul Rends to bail you out this time, Eggo. You're going to have to do something amazing.
None can stand against the Serpent Lords.
Pungle. Looking for Cenarian Ward. Hits Nourish! Here comes the deck!
Yep.
Looking for Lunar Eclipse Cenarian Ward. Can trade as well with the Best in Shell. Not a nature spell, so get it out of here.
Eggo have...
Oh! Arcane Devour!
Eggo doesn't
Play
have
everything!
a Moarg at all in his hand, or a Philosophy. They're the cards he would need to be able to do some sort of even attempt to get out of this. He's just saying why, but come on, Eggo.
What in the world?
You went Moarg Soul Rend.
Empower the Wild! This is turn 5!
Oh my. These new decks, TJ, that you couldn't do before the quests. Okay. So you might as well attack? No, there's no point.
What are you gonna do?
I want to draw a Moarg, 2 Philosophies, and another Fellscream.
There's 0 chance you kill that Arcane Devourer.
But maybe I can kill everything else.
Wait. Yeah, he needs. If he hits a Moarg, he has Guild Trader, Ethereal Aug Merchant, Talented Arcanist, Moarg, Immolation Aura. How much damage is that? Does that be plus 2 spell damage, plus 3 spell damage?
Okay, so plus 3.
5 spell damage? Doubled once? It's no.
30. And then an I-beam.
How? There's no way this is 20. You can't deal 24. You can't do 24. Can't do 24. There's no way.
Oh well. Well, that was a better game.
I mean, that was insane. That was
too.
insane. Yeah, 2-2. I mean, the only way... So, Eggo did get...
Time waits for no one.
2 discounts on 4 cards and 1 discount on 5 cards because of the way he completed the quest, right? Or could have.
Yeah.
At least. The only out for him would have been to... Because Muzzy was at 36. Would have been to kill him there. Which theoretically would have been possible. Just didn't have anywhere near enough. I mean... This is what happens when you play the wrong gizmo. You just make 40, 63 plus 18, 81 attack. And a lot more health than that on turn 5 in the next game. Everybody should be playing the wrong gizmo.
Oh, maybe he was keeping the other 4 to unlock the next game's secret code. That's what it was. So he had to play that one gizmo. That's the only way it would work. Got it.
All right.
All right.
Now,
Common sense has returned. Now we've got a sensible rogue deck versus a sensible demon hunter deck. Sense everywhere.
now we have a fair deck versus OTK Demon Hunter is what we have.
The Demon Hunter's the Dark Moon fair deck. Actually, no, it's not. I don't think it's got many cards from there at all. But I want to make the joke work somehow.
Job's done.
Muzzy does have the Turbo Quest Completion hand.
Yeah, everything says SI or bounce your SI, so that's good. And he's broken it. That last turn has broken all of Hearthstone. Okay then. So Muzzy has got the Turbo Quest completion. How would that... Does that help? I mean, obviously it helps, but against Demon Hunter, where you can't use the tempo tools that well because obviously you're not bouncing things, etc. Is it that great to be off to a turbo start like that?
Well, yeah. What else are you gonna do?
Just like curve out, make bigger things.
Oh, he's
Like
still
this
curving
Foxy
out
Ford.
and making big things. He's just also completing the quest.
Sure. Which is what I like about the quests, because they all have a win condition, but some of them, the win condition isn't necessarily the big thing. Now in Rogue, the win condition is kind of the big thing at the end. But we've seen in Quest Shaman, for instance, we've talked about that quite a bit earlier, with Kelly's Luna playing that deck. Actually, in a lot of the matchups, it's the first and second steps that are what you're trying to achieve. If Quest Hunter ever comes online, I doubt it will be much about winning with the final step and more about being able to target your hero power, for instance.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, both players are going to complete their quest very effectively. I mean, Muzzy could go, so he completes first portion here, could go attack, Shadow Step, play it again, and then operative. And that will be the second portion of the quest complete. And then will be one SI7 card alongside the Informant to actually get the scabs. And that SI Informant is also quite large now. It's a 7/7. 4 mana 7/7. Oh, well.
Choose soon.
Right. I was going to say it doesn't look like the rogue damage is mounting up very fast, but that's because it's turn 3 and everything's kind of gone wrong after watching that Druid do its thing last game.
Yep.
It's going absolutely fine. It just, it just feels like it's not. It might be one of those occasions where you actually consider not advancing the quest because your cards are that bad.
Okay, well, that one's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Now has 2 spell damage cards that are reduced. And double jump honestly not that bad as well, just because it lets you kind of look for free at what your card is going to be. Oh, there it is. Can't get it all in this turn though. I can get scabs online. Next turn.
So what's the rub?
Be a little off. 4 mana 7/7 hits the board.
Okay. So none of Eggo's cards are going to cost much. And he has a lot of combo pieces here. And he's dead in probably 2 turns, is what he would estimate from where he is. So he's got to be very careful.
No, 3 turns. Muzzy needs 1 more setup turn, and then the Scab's turn, and then the kill.
Okay.
So
And then the turn after the Scabs. Okay. Assuming that Muzzy reads his cards this time, which he probably will.
He actually has 1 more draw. He can re-equip. He's got to. He's got to kill this. No, he does have 1 more draw, so he actually gets the Kurt online now.
He didn't philosophy first here, which is interesting to me.
He wants a cheap Moarg.
No, I understand, but I feel that's a greedy thing to want.
Yeah, but
Because
maybe
you might need another Moarg to actually control the board with, being my concern.
Yeah, that's possible. I think if he if he philosophies first, it just replaces itself in hand, right? I don't know.
I can see the point. Like, he's trying to get a combo kill, and that means you wait for a cheap Moarg, which you're going to get off your Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is you are now all in on getting that because you're going to lose control of the board. Maybe you don't. Maybe you've got 3 spell damage things. Maybe that's the point.
This guy's toast.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The distractor. He could bring him to 10 cards, which means he's going to burn.
so if that's Il'gynoth, he's in a world of troubles.
Double jump. Inconsequential. Well, the problem here for Eggo is that he can't get the Kurt down and clear up enough of the board. Oh no, he can. You go Immolation Aura, Ethereal, and that leaves 4 on board.
Okay.
And then you play the Kurt.
Pleasure doing this.
Okay. You know he's playing Scabs next turn. There's the weapon and the buff.
Another happy guildie. They will never catch me.
You can't play that one, but you can play this one.
Time grows short.
If he
The bigger thing here is he doesn't want to use the Immolation Aura.
right.
Because he knows that he'll need to kill the Scabs next turn with Bust plus Immolation Aura. So he's just gonna I actually like this. My initial thought was like Immolation Aura, Ethereal, and then Kurt, but he would have been limited on card draw for the next turn to actually get cards that were discounted, and then he wouldn't have an answer to the stealthed Scabs. So,
But he had to do enough.
Immolation Aura incredibly important.
But he had to do enough to not actually die to the Scabs plus the Gizmos immediately without Scabs ever attacking, because the board was so much, and Scabs does give you extra attack. So Eggo had to work out all of that as well, getting into the right spot for that not mattering so much. And he's just got over the line there.
It would have been 5 damage on board. Battlemaster Wicked Stab would have been 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 18. So he would have been dead till... There were some lethal possibilities for Muzzy's side. Not outs from our perspective, because we know Muzzy didn't have either of those things. But from Eggowaffle's perspective, he knew that by doing this play, he gave Muzzy some lethal possibilities.
Muzzy choosing to stealth his own minion this turn seems like a good idea. He's got the hang of the card now. Put the sigil on top, because obviously that does nothing for a whole turn. And this is the turn that Eggo has to win or Or die trying.
You're paying for my discretion.
All right, gets the Kurt down, but no healing left, which means Muzzy is on a wicked stab draw to win the game. Can he still do it? Foxy?
SI.
Nah, he can't. Foxy SI would be 3, and then Crimson Sigil Runner would be 4. And then the Gyro Blade would be 5, and then Wicked Stab? He actually did have a lethal out with Crimson Sigil Runner there. Right? I'm doing that math right? Foxy
I think
Frog?
so, yeah.
Yeah, he could have...
Because you get rid of the left-hand side of your hand and get a draw. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's correct. I'm just saying that that was a possibility.
But no card draw for Eggo.
Yep, and no healing. No healing in the hand. So that's it. That's lethal presented on board. He has to Immolation Aura. Right now, he has to kill this mole because there's lethal. He's looking at lethal damage.
Yep.
Demons.
But we know that Muzzy has the extra 2 damage in hand.
Wow.
Quest Rogue, the best deck in the game.
Yeah, it's won twice in this final. It dealt the winning blow 2 games ago, and now it's dealing the winning blow in this game, and Muzzy pops off. He is going to be the week 1 champion. Close to relegated this time, at the end of last year, but he is back, and he is in front after 1 week, kind of.
Who cares what the gizmos do? Who cares? You don't even need to know.
Don't know what they're
You
called.
still
Don't know
win
what they do.
anyway. That's how good the deck is. That is how good the deck is. It's not often that a player makes that, I'll say it, I'm not going to use feathery language here, atrocious of a mistake. It's not often that you can make that and then still come back and have a good showing and win the series, but Muzzy has done it against the OTK Demon Hunter, which from Eggowaffle thus far in this tournament has seemed unstoppable on. Just not able to piece together the draws. I love the way he went about that, though. He knew he needed to hold on to that Immolation Aura for the Scabs turn, because he would have died 100% of the time if he wasn't able to deal with the Scabs, which he knew was going to be there. So he just wasn't able to find the additional stuff at the end, the additional healing, the additional card draw after the Kurtrus was played. So
Yeah, it's the one
he did all he
thing-
could, but nothing can stand up against the Muzz and his Quest Rogue.
Absolutely unbelievable. You're right on the Quest Rogue. I've got the Zoos right. Sottle's got everything wrong. He thinks Quest Rogue's rubbish. He thinks the Zoo's rubbish. He's just failed in all regards. He didn't even know who Gabby was going into today. He's had a bad day, Sottle has. But yeah, Muzzy sorting that out. And going back to the thing you were talking about, seriously, about Muzzy just enjoying it, bringing decks he has fun with. That helps you shake off mistakes so much more easily as well. Like when you do something absolutely ridiculous like that. It's like, oh, I'm only here to have a bit of fun anyway, who cares? Whereas if you're taking it, I mean, he is taking it seriously. You can see for the pop-off, he wants to win. But if you're bringing all the sort of decks that you've measured up and you've spent all week working on, you do that, you hate yourself and you just don't want to play the last game. But he just didn't care. He just got on with it and carried on playing good Hearthstone.
Silences the Control Priest haters? Check. Granted, it only played 2 games in the entire tournament and was banned every other time. Quest Rogue haters? Check. Druid haters? Check. Muzzy just getting the job done. And I'm pretty sure he was the only player with his version of the Zoo Warlock, right? With kind of the mixture, the free admission